Angelica the Magnificent is a magical episode of Rugrats, quite literally. This is the second segment of the 17th episode of the second season, and I have a vague memory of this episode. It didn't all come flooding back to me, but I definitely remembered bits of it. And Angelica is wearing a rather fabulous pointed hat, a very kind of traditional, stereotypical magician's hat, and she has a magic wand. And she's not doing a great job with the tricks. The babies are not very impressed, and she threatens to make Lil disappear. So Lil kind of agrees to go inside this cardboard box, and while she's inside, Angelica taps her wand, says a bunch of spells. I will say the vocabulary coming out of Angelica's mouth is brilliant. The spells are so creative and so random. I rather enjoyed it. And when she opens the box, the babies only see a butterfly. Now we, the viewer, know that Lil has crawled out of the back of the box to chase one of two butterflies, and one of the other butterflies went inside the box, and obviously the back flap closed behind her. It looks like she's been replaced, and I have to say, if I was watching this and if I was, one of the babies and I didn't see Lil crawling out of the back, I'd be pretty amazed. And they decide to chase after this butterfly to capture Lil, and persuade Angelica to turn her back. And I was genuinely curious as to how the stars would all align at the right time. Would Lil get into the box at the right time? Would Angelica make it look like she'd turned her back? Even though I could remember bits of the episode, I couldn't remember how the narrative would resolve itself. So I was actually really curious to see what would happen. And I feel like it took a really good direction. Everything made a lot of sense. The narrative flowed really well. Angelica's behaviour was rather amusing to watch, particularly at the end. And as I said, the spells, the incantations were just brilliantly written and delivered. Very amusing, and definitely the kind of words that you can just imagine coming out of a preschooler's mouth. Visually, it looked great. I think the butterflies were beautiful. I loved the movements of them, all very fluid and fluttering around. And yeah, the design of Angelica's outfit I thought was pretty good as well. So, not a bad episode at all. I did wonder, though, what would Angelica have done if Lil hadn't poked out of the back of the box and disappeared? Would she have, pretended that that's what she meant to do, that Lil was still there? I kind of wonder what would have happened if Lil had still been there. It would have been a completely different episode, of course, but I'm just kind of curious to know what if. But I enjoyed it. As I said, I remembered bits of it, so there's some specific nostalgia there, but some bits and pieces. I think mostly the butterflies and Lil. That kind of stuck in my head quite a bit. Angelica the Magnificent is really good fun and a very well written episode.